Welcome back, Starseeds, to Aquarian Alchemist Tarot. Today we're going to be using 4 card piles with this Enchanted Map Oracle card deck. The question that we're going to ask is, what soul gift does my higher self want me to develop? And we all have soul gifts, like psychic abilities, healing abilities, empathic abilities, the ability to be clairvoyant, to see into future possibilities. So I'm going to draw 4 cards from this deck. There will be timestamps, so if you want to skip ahead, you can definitely look in the description for the timestamps for the card that you pick and skip ahead. I will also add in crystals if you like to pick with crystals. And I'm going to start with a short grounding just to get us into the right alignment for this reading. So I'm just going to tap gently just to start this off. So just close your eyes, and you can either sit or lie down, whatever's most comfortable for you. And I would like you to just quiet your mind, and I would like you to imagine the bottoms of your feet opening up, and roots. They could be tree roots, they could be like the roots of an orchid plant or of a flower. Just sending those roots out from the bottoms of your feet down through the floor beneath you. As many floors there are beneath you, I'd like you to visualize those roots going through all the levels beneath you, into the ground, to the dirt or grass, through that level, down through the levels of clay and gravel, rocks, down lower. They can be going slow or fast, and they're going to make their way down to the center of the earth. And you can imagine the center of the earth as a beautiful garden with lush forests, beautiful sunshine, birds chirping, flowers blooming, waterfall in the distance, beautiful rivers flowing. And you can anchor those roots around a tree or a rock or a bench or something solid. And then you can imagine a cord or roots coming out from your tailbone and doing the same thing, going down through the levels beneath you, into the ground, through the layers, down to the center of the earth, and anchoring there. I'd like you to imagine now that the top of your head opens up, your crown chakra, and allow a pillar of light to come down from the great central sun to make contact with your crown, to go in through your crown, and to make connection with your third eye chakra on your forehead, the middle of your forehead. And then it's going to go down your face, over your nose, your mouth, your chin, down to your throat. Make connection with your throat chakra. And then down further, down your collarbone and your chest, to make connection with your heart chakra and anchor it there. Now I'd like you to bring up from the earth where you put your roots, bring up light, a pillar of light, up from the center of the earth, up through the layers, into your dwelling, up through the bottoms of both feet, through your legs, and then they're going to make contact with your root chakra at the base of your spine. And then it's going to move up and make contact with your sacral chakra just below your belly button. And then it's going to move up and make contact with your solar plexus chakra just above your belly button. And then it's going to go up to your heart. And it's going to anchor around your heart along with the light from the sun. Okay, now we're ready to begin. So I'm going to shuffle with intention and ask Spirit to help us to answer the question, what soul gifts or soul gift does our higher self want us to develop, or to bring to light, or to work on? Thank you. Shuffling with intention. 4 piles. Thank you. Okay. And usually I turn them over first so that you can get an idea of which one might resonate most for you. So pile number 1 is Deep Freeze. And that's a big, beautiful lion, male lion on there, surrounded by winter. Pile number 2 is Field of Dreams. Some beautiful fairies or pixies sitting on some eggs. It's kind of Easter-like if you're watching this in March when I'm filming, but this is a timeless reading, so you can watch it anytime. Pile number 3 is Wide Open, and this is a woman standing on a rock, and there's a little butterfly at the top. Pile number 3. Pile number 4 is Encouragement. 2 beautiful zebras, mommy and a baby. If you like to pick with crystals, give me just a moment and I'll add them in. Otherwise, you can skip to your timestamp now. So for pile number 1, we have the black obsidian. Pile number 2, have the Milky quartz. Pile number 3, we have the Aventurine. And for pile number 4, we have the Tiger's Eye. Okay. If you like to watch the selection of the piles, you can go ahead and watch while I shuffle and add cards to the pile. I'm going to be working with the I Am Affirmation card deck. Shuffling with intention, clear, concise, accurate messages, Spirit. Thank you. Oh, I'm going to go with 3 for that one. Okay. What soul gift does our higher self want us to develop? Thank you. Okay, next we're going to go with the Starseed Oracle deck. Clear, concise, accurate messages, Spirit. Thank you. What soul gift does Spirit want us, our higher self want us to work on. Oh, thank you. Oh, that one there. And next we're going to take a couple more from the Enchanted Oracle deck. Clear, concise, accurate messages. Thank you. And then we're going to do the tarot cards, and we're going to take them from Tarot of the Divine deck. I will list all these decks in the description along with where I got them. I do not have affiliate links at this time, so thank you. This is another deck that I really enjoy working with. Quite different from the traditional Rider-Waite tarot deck that I have spent most of my time working with. But I think it's good to train with other decks as well, just to give yourself a bit of a wide variety of perspectives. Ooh. Thank you. Oh, these two are poking out as well. And maybe just... Okay. And then, as usual at the end, if we need more clarity, we'll use the Rider-Waite tarot deck. Okay. So just choose your pile and skip to the timestamp. High pile number 1. So you chose Deep Freeze with the Obsidian. Let's take a look at your cards. So your first, I am intentional. I am positive. And I will read what's at the bottom in just a moment. I'm just going to lay out the cards first and then we'll go through them. And the question we're asking Spirit today is, what soul gifts does my higher self want me to develop? It could be just one or more. Trust the timing. Just going to focus. There we go. That's better. Trust the timing. Star Brothers. Then we have Wizard of Awareness. Interesting, pile number 1. Interesting. Magic Prayer. Beautiful. Okay, and then we're going to take a look at your tarot. So you have the 4 of Coins. Seven of Coins. 6 of Coins. Okay, okay. So, interesting. I have Temperance. And the Sun. Okay. So I'm going to just move this row down while we go through the first row. So pile number 1, what soul gift or gifts does your higher self want you to work on? Well, you chose Deep Freeze, so you may be feeling as if you're in a kind of holding pattern. You may feel as if things are not really moving. You may be very stagnant in terms of your growth, in terms of your life. You may be feeling things are very mundane. Nothing is really changing for you. Nothing, the creativity is not flowing, so to speak. And you may just feel very stuck. Choosing this pile, spirit may be guiding you, or your higher self may be guiding you to develop a closer or a more fluid relationship with your emotional body, with expressing yourself. Your throat chakra may need to be, it may be underactive. You may be afraid to speak up for yourself, and you may be a bit of a people pleaser, and this may be causing you to be stuck in this pattern of continuing to do what is best for other people, but not necessarily what's best for you, not necessarily what you want to do. So you're trying to keep everybody else happy, but the truth is that you're not feeling very happy. And this, often when we're people pleasers, we tend to kind of stuff down our feelings, because we don't like conflict. We don't want to stir the pot or rock the boat. We want to keep the peace. We want everything to be good, but often what happens is that we build up resentment, and we build up these stagnant, unexpressed emotions, and this can cause a lot of problems for us, especially so if you're having a lot of physical pain. It could be as a result of stagnant emotions. Emotions are meant to flow, but if we don't let them flow, then they get stuck inside of us and they build up and they don't feel good. It can be difficult because some emotions really don't feel good to express, or maybe we have fear of what people will think if we say that. So your higher self, I think, is really guiding you towards finding ways to build your confidence in expressing yourself. One of the ways you can do that is with a technique called emotional freedom technique, or tapping. And tapping allows you to talk through something that's bothering you. And as you talk through what's bothering you, you tap on the meridian points of your body, which are used as well in acupuncture, in Chinese medicine. Tapping on these allows the energy to begin to flow again, and talking through what's bothering you allows those emotions to be brought back up. And then once you've brought back up those emotions, you've talked about what's bothering you, what's wrong, then you begin to talk about what you'd prefer to have happen instead. So you could do it for confidence, you can do it for the wound of not being enough, of being told you're too much. So I really highly recommend that. Something that is super, super important is intention, and being intentional with your words, being intentional with your thoughts, and beginning to build this into a daily practice. So the card says, I move forward calmly and with purpose. And it is very important to be mindful of what we are thinking and saying and how we're feeling, because if we're not, it's affecting us detrimentally, and it can also be affecting other people detrimentally. So it's super, super important to begin, and this is where meditation can help. And it doesn't have to be a sit in silence and try not to think meditation. You can do guided meditations. You could do walking meditations. I've recently started doing yin yoga, which is a very, it's called the quiet practice. It's a yoga that focuses on not on the muscles, but on the fascia, which is the connective tissue in your body. And often our emotions can be held within our joints in our body. And by doing this, where you're just holding the poses for longer periods of time, you have time to reflect. You're still doing some moving, but you're not forcing the stretch. You're just allowing your body to slowly move into the stretch. So it's really quite helpful, and I think it's a really great way to be mindful and to practice mindfulness, but not have to sit still for long periods of time, which can be difficult for some people. Sorry, I have my cat here. So your higher self is definitely guiding you into, I think, more of a wellness routine for yourself, so that you can begin to feel better. And when you feel better, then you can help others to feel better. So there may be something to do with healing in your future. I am positive. I think good thoughts and attract good things into my life. And this is, I mean, we have all heard about being positive is important, but then you can have what's called toxic positivity, where, you know, you're not being realistic about what you're feeling and trying to cover it up with positivity all the time. Sometimes we feel sad, sometimes we feel upset, and it's about being honest with yourself about how you're feeling and being able to express that to yourself or to somebody else who can listen to you. Tell them how you feel, and then begin to move slowly away from that emotion as it flows out, as it is released. Begin to move into happier emotions. So you may feel rage, and then you find a healthy way to channel that rage. So it could be punching a pillow or doing an exercise program or something where you can get that energy out. You could try journaling, depending on how upset you are. That may not be helpful at that time. And then you may move into anger, frustration, irritation, and you're sort of moving your way up. And so not attaching to that negative emotion, but just being honest with how you feel, and then slowly moving up into something better and better. But be careful how you speak about yourself, be careful how you speak about others, and do try to be mindful of phrasing it in a more positive sense when you're talking about your body, about your life, about yourself, about others. Very important. Close the door. Trust the timing. Trust the wave you came in on. Time is not running out. So I'm getting the sense that your spirit guides, your higher self, they want you to know that it's not something that you need to like make these changes like that. And if you don't, like, then you're going to feel frustrated, right? So it's just making little changes. Just find something new that's going to help you, and it will come at the right time. Things always do work out that way, and trust that it will come to you when the time is right. You know, just watching this video, just clicking on this video is your guides and your higher self trying to help you along, trying to find the next breadcrumb. I think of it as breadcrumbs that you're following on your path. And it's not about getting to that destination. It's about these little journeys and these little learning moments that you find along the way. So just remember that all of this is coming in its own time, and you cannot do it wrong. Even when we think, oh, everybody's further ahead than me, I'm so behind, I'm just coming to my spiritual journey now. Maybe I've had my dark night of the soul, I've been through hell and back, and now, I'm so far behind. But everybody is on their own unique journey. And some people may be more advanced in some areas, but but that was their journey. So you have to realize that your journey is unique. It's not going to look like anyone else's. Maybe similar to some people, and hopefully those people, you find them or they find you, and you have that commonality that you can talk about, and you can share things with each other and help each other out. But just trust that things are coming to you as they're meant to, and there is no wrong way to do life. There are definitely harder, more challenging paths, and making choices that result in negative, what we could see as negative consequences, but it's all about choice, right? It's all about making that choice. And hopefully when you make a choice that doesn't work out the way you hoped, you're able to step back and say, okay, that didn't work. I'm going to try something different, but I'm not going to stop going. I'm not going to quit or give up. I'm just going to keep going. And hopefully it's not something, I mean, of course, if we commit a crime, there's going to be a consequence to that. And we have lots of, if it's something serious and you go to jail, let's say, you have a lot of time for reflection, but it's all part of the journey. It doesn't mean your life is over. I mean, even if you have life in prison, you still have a journey to be on, and that's part of your journey. That's the journey you chose. Unfortunately, it's not the journey most of us would want to have, but we have to just understand that we may not even know the steps on our journey that we're going to take, and it may not be what we want for ourselves or what we think we want for ourselves. We lost somebody in our family. He was just approaching his 60th birthday, and most people think, I'm going to live to be 80, 90, 100 maybe. You just never know. So you have to kind of accept that your journey is going to look different than other people's journeys, and it's the right journey for you, depending on your perspective of it. Okay, so we also have Star Brothers, Horus energy, protection, loyalty, safety, and trust. I'm just going to read a little bit about the Horus energy just to give you a better idea of what that means. But this one is, to me, is telling me that your spirit guides want you to know that you're safe, you're protected. We know in this world that it really seems to be unsafe, chaotic, a lot of deceit, a lot of violence, a lot of just all the negative things that we don't want, especially if that's what we're very focused on. But your guides want you to know that you are okay when you trust in the universe to hold you, to guide you, keep you safe. You're more protected than you can imagine. It's safe to open the back of your heart. You're being called to open to receiving a new level of support now from those in your life and from the benevolent beings you're connected with. Trust your guides, right? Trust your guides. Your guides are here. You can't see them necessarily. You may not be able to hear them if you're not tuned in, but they are there and they are working for you. They're helping. They want you to succeed. Through ancestral patterning, current life traumas, and past life karmic impressions, many of us have become mistrustful and suspicious of loyalty and have blocks when it comes to receiving support. We've learned that we need to go at life alone. It's not safe to let our guard down and let our heart open, that the world isn't a friendly place. The Star Brothers want you to have a new experience of life on Earth. They want you to feel deeply secure and safe, even if you're going through a difficult time. They want you to hand over your fears to them, to see them as opportunities to let in more love. That is amazing. We have 2 oracle cards here. Wizard of Awareness. Awareness is super important. Being aware of the energy around you, how things are feeling. We're in a world where technology is very addictive, and we're connected to so much information. It can be very overwhelming. We have so much to do in our very busy cultural kind of conditioning of of work, and then this, and then activities for the kids, and then we got to make more money, we got to work long hours, we got to hustle. But if we're not aware, what can happen is our body can really suffer because we're not taking the time to be in nature. We're not taking the time to breathe deeply. We're not taking the time to drink enough water, maybe. We're not taking the time to rest adequately. We're not taking enough time away from technology, giving ourselves time to meditate or to just take a bath. So your guides are telling you, be more curious about what's going on around you and what's going on within you. And when we're thinking of intention, prayers are a great way for us to set intentions for what we hope to manifest. So this is why being aware of what we're thinking, one thing that I've began doing, something I worry about is, is the water safe to drink? I filter my water, but is the water coming out of the tap safe to drink? Are the fruits that I buy, even if they're organic, are the fruits and vegetables that I buy safe to give my kids? So what I do now when I'm rinsing the fruit, and I'm rinsing it with tap water, I say a little prayer. I call forth the divinity in me to cleanse these fruits and vegetables, to make them safe to eat, to remove any impurities, any pesticides, any toxic chemicals, and make them safe for my kids to eat. And these are the types of things that we can do, is have these little prayers that we say before we do something, even if it's just before eating. I pray that this food is nutritious. I pray that this food is what my body needs to thrive and to feel good. My 6-year-old daughter used to have nightmares, and before she would go to bed, she would say, I hope I have a good dream. And she just started doing this on her own, and her nightmares went away because she set the intention before she went to sleep that she would have a good dream. She didn't say, I hope I don't have a nightmare, because that would be a negative framed comment, and your body just hears nightmare, have a nightmare. So you need to make sure we're phrasing our intentions in a positive sense. So I hope I have a good dream is a positive prayer, and it can work both ways. Okay, let's go through your tarot cards now. So the 4 of coins, we have lots of coins. So we've got the 4 of coins, 7 of coins, the 6 of coins, and temperance, and the sun. So this card here tells me, I'm going to pull these all up together actually. So this one here tells me that there's something you're holding back. There's something you're not sharing, and that could be your gift. You're not sharing your gift. You have this abundance of talent and soul gifts, and maybe you're not aware of it. Maybe you're not sure of what it is yet. But you're keeping it to yourself. And this could be out of lack of confidence. So that's why your soul guides are here to help you to develop that confidence. So by using a technique like tapping, you could go to therapy to help with building confidence. You could take a course that may help to bring forth, different types of talent. It doesn't have to be like a psychic talent, but it could be healing, maybe Reiki, or some sort of maybe physiotherapy. Although I know that's probably a lot of school, but if you're quite young or you're looking to take on to go into a second career, that might be something to think about. Card reading might be something that you could do to help people. The fire tells me that this is something that you feel unsure about, that you feel perhaps afraid of what people may think of you. I know that when I first started, I thought people might or I wouldn't do it right, or people might think that I was weird, or that I was not good at it. But it's just something that if it feels right to you, then you just have to go for it. And the time, trust the timing. You know, it may not be tomorrow. You may have to take some small steps, like take a course first, or buy your first deck and start playing around with it. Reading from the book can give you an idea. Watching videos on the cards can give you an idea. But really, what you want to do is learn to read from the heart, use your intuition, and that's what's really going to help you to really bring forth this abundance. But to know that this abundance is within you. And to make that connection with your inner self, with your divinity that is within you. And to know that your gifts are going to be unique. The way you express them is going to be unique. The way you bring them forward and learn to develop them is going to be unique. So it's not going to look the same as everybody else's journey, but it's more valuable to understand this from the beginning and not have that comparison happening. And this tells me that perhaps you have some procrastination tendencies. I myself do as well. So you may be kind of unsure of where to focus, too many things going on. So it is about balance and about finding that right balance. So you may try something and it doesn't work. It is important to kind of focus on one thing at a time and not take on too many things at once. So if you have a lot of things going on in your life, maybe you need to take inventory and see what things am I doing that don't really help me to grow, that don't really add anything to my life, that actually suck the energy out of me. You know, maybe you're spending a lot of your time going out to the bar with friends, or going for coffee, or going shopping all the time, and you're spending a lot of money and time, and maybe that's making it so that you don't have the money to take a course, or to buy a few tarot decks, or to buy some equipment that you may need to start a channel, or to take, you know, that course, that Reiki course. So you have to really prioritize what is important. What can I begin to cut out that doesn't resonate with me anymore, in order to allow more blessings to come in. And you do have many blessings. Three coin cards, or pentacles, in a row tells us that. And you are very talented at the multitasking, but often we need to focus our attention in order to do the best job, to really put our focus and intention behind what we want to achieve. And the sun tells me something new is coming, a new beginning, growth is coming to you, vitality, energy. This is something that, pile number one, that you really excel at. You have a lot of energy and enthusiasm, and now you need to channel it into your higher self wants to know. You need to channel it into something, into developing a soul gift, one of your soul gifts, as you have many, that will not only help you to grow, but will help others too. I'm just going to do a few more tarot, just to give us a little bit of more guidance, please, Spirit. Clear, concise, accurate messages for pile number one. Thank you. Okay, so first card we have Temperance again. Okay, there we go. So balance, 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 balance. Queen of Swords. Okay, And we have Two of Cups. So yes, I'm getting the sense that you need to find balance in your life. You need to understand that what you have is enough. You are enough just as you are, and you have the ability to lead people and to have people really be helped by what you have to say and your unique message. And you could be very protective of yourself, which is good. Having boundaries is good. But it is important to share, just to open up, to be vulnerable, to be willing to take a chance, especially in the name of growth and in the name of helping others, service to others. And I get the sense that you are somebody who is going to be able to help others, to grow and to thrive and to, move, to give them the kind of guidance that you received on your journey, to help them move up a level as you have, perhaps a mentor to somebody who needs help in a tough time. So you've been through it, so you may be able to help them, give them some advice to help them through a tough time. Could be a dark night of the soul or something of that sort. So I would say the main takeaways from this are definitely intention. Develop a routine of intention, focus, positivity, and awareness. We want to focus on positive prayers, and we want to find balance in your life so that you can focus on developing your soul gift. It may take you a little bit of time to figure out the exact, and pinpoint exactly what that is, but I hope this gives you a little bit more of a nudge in that direction, and to let your emotions flow. This will help you a lot. Thank you for joining me, pile number 1. I'll see you in the next reading. If you liked it, thumbs up, please. If not, give me a comment. Give me some feedback. Tell me why this wasn't a good reading for you, because they're not all going to be. You can also watch one of the other readings and see if that one resonates a bit more. And I hope you have a good day. Bye, pile number 1. Hi, pile number 2. So you chose the card Field of Dreams with the Milky Quartz. And let's see what your cards are here. And the question we had for Spirit was, what soul gifts is your higher self want you to develop? I am courageous. I am worthy. You had 3 of these. I am inspired. So I'm going to just lay them all out, and then we'll go through them individually. The courageous peony. So we have extra courageousness here. So 2 instances of that. Lifting the veil. Education. Compass. And your tarot, Page of Coins. Knight of Wands. The Fool. Six of Swords. King of Coins. Okay, pile number 2. Let's have a look here. So your first card, the card you chose, Field of Dreams. This tells me that you're somebody somewhat whimsical. Maybe you believe in kind of the unseen world, angels and fairies and mermaids and mythical creatures like dragons. I myself tend to believe that at some point in some dimension they must exist. Otherwise, how would we be able to conceptualize them, draw them, write about them, make movies about them? They have to exist somewhere in some form. Field of Dreams. And then we have, I am courageous. I act bravely in the face of adversity. I am worthy. I know my excellence and I settle for nothing less. I am inspired. I rise into my own strength and creativity. Okay, so already I'm getting the picture that your higher self wants you to know that you're pretty fabulous. You're pretty glittery. And that's obvious from your choice of cards. So you are somebody who really sparkles, and you may not see this in yourself. You may not be aware, but the courage came up twice. And this tells me that you are somebody who has been through a lot. You are strong. You take leaps. You take chances. You put fear aside, and you trust. You trust in your heart. You trust in the universe. You trust that things are going to be okay. You don't buy into fear-mongering like a lot of people. You say no, no. You know, you believe in magic. You believe in miracles. You believe anything is possible. And this is a real strength. Pile number 2. The Courage Peony. Multifaceted, unique nature. Let yourself be seen. So the worthiness card came up, and this one says, let yourself be seen. So I get the sense that you don't see how beautiful you are. You don't see how unique you are and how you make other people feel. You may not realize it. You may really be a background kind of person in your eyes, but to me, you're meant to be on center stage. So you are meant to be perhaps somebody, perhaps the soul gift is to develop your presence and your confidence to really speak about miracles, about what is possible, about what we can actually do, how we can heal ourselves, how we can communicate with each other telepathically, how we can dip into possibilities for the future, how we can help other people, to guide other people to investigate their inner landscape and heal their wounds and be their best self and have the collective be a place of peace and love and unity. I really get the sense that your higher self is saying you have a big role to play, you have big shoes to fill, and you need to step up because you are just standing behind the curtains, you know, as the background crew, which are important, but you're meant to be on the stage. You're not meant to be the can't think of what the crew is that helps backstage, but you know what I mean. Lifting the veil, bringing the curtains open, like, hello, you are meant, pile number 2, to be on the stage. So lifting the veil, questioning everything, anything unaligned must go. So you need to do some inventory. You need to take stock of what is important and what needs to go so that new things can come in. When one door closes, another door opens, or when God closes one door, he opens a window for you. So, or the universe, however you like to refer to the beautiful divinity that created us, source, spirit, Allah, God, Yahweh. So yeah, this is a beautiful invitation to open up to your gifts, to your talents, to trust in little whispers from your heart. Your heart is going to speak to you very quietly. It's going to nudge you in directions. The universe speaks to you through your heart. But if you're not listening, the universe is going to get a little bit louder in the sense of what's happening in your life. So we have education and we have compass. So education tells me that you need to figure out maybe some kind of training that will help you to, maybe you're afraid of public speaking, but you're meant to be on a stage, you know, as a inspirational teacher or a coach, a life coach, but you're afraid of public speaking, or you want to write a book, but you're afraid that your writing skills are not good enough. Well, you need to figure out what kind of courses you can take to get over that fear. The more you work on it, the better you will get. You don't get worse at something, you only get better. I tell my kids this all the time when they're starting something new and they're discouraged. You don't get worse at it, you get better. The more effort you put into it, the more energy you give to it, and the more you want it, the more you're going to try. So I definitely think that you need to trust that, well, ask your guides, you know, what could be next for me? Don't be afraid to ask questions of source. Give me a sign. Like, let's say you have two paths to take. You ask source to give you a sign. If this is the path I should take or would be most beneficial to my highest good, show me an orchid. If it's this, on the other hand, show me a peony. And then when you see that, or it could be something else, but that's just an example. And when you see that, you'll know that that is your higher self nudging you in that direction. And we have compass, so we're talking about direction. And so this is very, very synchronistic. So guiding you, and actually this is interesting because it's got the zodiac sign, so it may be guiding you to people that may help you along the way. If you are starting up perhaps an entrepreneurial type thing, to guiding you to the people that will help you, to show you the ropes, or perhaps a business partner or a spiritual teacher that may help you. So be on the lookout for signs of the direction that you need to take. And then you're going to want to take the leap. Be courageous. And one thing I'm just noticing about this multifaceted, unique nature, and knowing that your path is going to be unique. It's not going to look like everybody else's path. So don't be afraid to be to chart a new path, to break out in a different direction. Okay, so we have Page of Coins. Page of Coins, Knight of Wands, the Fool, Six of Swords, and King of Coins. Okay, let me take a look here. Sometimes these can be a little bit trickier to decipher. Animals. You may have some guides that are animals. Perhaps it's an animal already in your life, or perhaps you're being called to work with animals. Or they could be spirit guides. So be on the lookout for, perhaps animals are kind of a big theme in your life. It may be a trip. You may be being called to go and work with, you know, as a humanitarian in other countries. So, and then you're also riding an animal here. So that tells me that you you need to kind of take the bull by the horns and jump into this next opportunity when you when it comes up, when you do figure out what this next opportunity is, or this new gift that's starting to come up, or starting to be obvious to you. you really need to dive in and have that courage to take the bull by the horns and just really go for it. Like give it your all. And the Fool is the beginning of the journey. They're still wet behind the ears. They're very new. They may not know what they're in for, what they're going to be doing. The Fool is, the whole tarot deck is about the journey of the Fool. So don't be afraid to be new. It's okay to be new. I know it's hard when you see other people who are very experienced. They know what they're doing. They've been doing it for so long. You feel like they're ahead of me. They're so experienced, and I'm never going to be good at this. But just really focus on your self-talk about that you are worthy, that you are inspired, that you are courageous, and that you will be amazing at it if you're willing to put in the work, if you're willing to do the work. And it looks like you're heading off in a new direction. You're leaving things behind. So that's about taking inventory and seeing, you know, what can I leave behind that no longer serve me, that I've outgrown, that is no longer aligned with my highest good, so that I can pursue this new journey, so that I can move in a new direction. Maybe a relationship that's falling by the wayside now. It may be that you're moving from a 9-to-5 job that you don't like. It may be that you're moving to a new city and this is something that you're a little bit worried about. But you're leaving, what you're leaving behind, you will have, Spirit is coming and telling your higher self wants you to know that what you're leaving behind, it's done, and you're moving in a direction of growth. And not knowing can be scary, but it can also be very exciting if you allow it to be. With King of Coins, I see, being grounded, putting down roots. Abundance is coming to you if you're patient enough to put in the work, to put down roots in a new talent, in a new gift, in a new industry, in a new career, in a new relationship, something new. You're going to become an expert, a seasoned veteran eventually, if you're willing to stay the course. So just do a few more tarot here. I'm going to be using the Rider-Waite deck. Thank you. Just to get a bit more clarity on soul gifts that pile number 2, higher self, would like them to work on developing. Oh, there we go. Okay, so we have 7 of Wands. We have the Queen of Wands. And we have the 5 of Swords. So with these, I'm getting the sense that you are your own worst enemy. You may be making excuses as to why you can't do this, as to why. Oh. Sorry about that. You may be making excuses as to why now's not the time to move on to this new thing. You may be putting up roadblocks for yourself, or people may be coming into your life and kind of throwing a wrench in your plans. But if you are patient, if you are optimistic, then you can definitely overcome any challenges that come your way. And this is telling me you're going to lay down your weapons. You're going to realize, like, I need to take responsibility. This is totally and completely in my hands. I have a plan. I expect the unexpected. I'm willing to take on any challenge that comes my way, and I will be victorious in the end. Yeah, I'm so excited for you, pile number 2. I hope that you are able to Really let yourself shine. Really realize that you have a unique sparkle that nobody else has. And I hope that you do amazing things with it. Thank you for watching. Please give me a like if you enjoyed this. And I will see you in the next video. Thanks, pile number 2. Bye. Hi, pile number 3. You chose Wide Open with the Aventurine. And the question we're asking today is, what soul gifts does my higher self want me to develop? So we're just going to take a look at your cards now. I am triumphant. I am grateful. Loosen your grip. Okay. Star Keeper, Cosmic Ancestor. See the light by staying grounded. Sorry, I will definitely read what's at the bottom of these cards. I'm just going to lay out all the cards first. Slow and steady. Making a choice. Ride the wave. Okay, now we have your tarot. Ace of Wands. 10 of Wands. Queen of Cups. The Star. Knight of Coins. 10 of Swords. Judgment. Okay, let's take a look. Pile number 3. So you chose Wide Open with the Aventurine. So you seem to be a dreamer, or somebody who is not afraid to say how they feel, very in touch with your emotions. You are somebody who is able to, I would say, more safely express how they feel and allow their emotions to just flow versus how some of us tend to hold them in. Being so open and honest can get you into a little bit of trouble sometimes, I'm guessing, pile number 3, because not everybody wants to hear the truth. Not everybody appreciates honesty, but it is important to be authentic in this life and to be truthful. And you are definitely somebody that shares your authenticity with the world. And then you have, I am triumphant. I celebrate all victories, big and small. I am grateful. I appreciate all that I have and all that I've created. So Spirit, higher self, your higher self is really trying to bring through the message that you are somebody who is very open to new things. You're very open to ideas and to you're very open to people being able to change your mind about something. You're not somebody who's kind of stuck in your beliefs all the time. Maybe some of the core beliefs, but you're willing to listen to other people's you're willing to listen to other people's opinions and to entertain them, to try to see things from their perspective. So your higher self is trying to share with you to really, really be proud of yourself for all that you've accomplished, and to really focus on what is good in your life, and to really remember to give thanks for those things, to recognize it, even if it's just little things like, I'm thankful today because I have a toothpaste and a toothbrush so that I can clean my teeth and have healthy oral hygiene. Just little things like that. Doesn't have to be big things. It can be big things, but I find it's the little daily things that, even if it's just one thing a day that you recognize in one moment, thank you. Thank you for that. I'm lucky to have this, and I hope that everybody can have this if that's something that they want and need. So just keep that in mind. This is one of your gifts, is your openness and your ability to share. I'm getting the sense that you're somebody who is very generous, likes to share ideas with other people, likes to share things with other people, food, enjoyment of things that you like with other people. So we're moving into okay, so coping mechanisms, density, addiction, let God in. So you may be blocking your connection with Source a bit. It's a little bit contradictory to the wide open. So maybe you have some blind spots. You think of yourself as very wide open, but there's other areas where you can struggle. So it also could be that you hope to be more wide open than you have been. Something may have happened that has caused you to kind of close off your intuition, your connection with Source. Something painful may have happened, and you're not allowing your emotions to flow through as fluidly as you have in the past. But giving up those hard emotions to God, when it's too much for you to bear, always give it over to God, the universe, Source, whatever you call that divine essence that created us, and give that to God. I surrender this anger to God for healing and transmutation. I surrender this frustration with my boss. I surrender this relationship that's causing me a lot of anguish to God, and God can definitely help you to move forward in and to bring about a solution, to help you to deal with the hardship. So cosmic ancestors, seed the light by staying grounded. Yes, grounding is so important, and this could play into why you're having trouble with your emotions. Perhaps you're ungrounded. A lot of us can become ungrounded. We really focus on our higher chakras above the heart, and they can be very tuned in some ways, but not grounded to the earth, which is very important. So seeding the light, sharing your light with others, you can do this more easily when you anchor in. So we did a grounding technique at the beginning of this. If you didn't watch it, you can go back and listen to it. I always do a grounding at the beginning of my videos because I think it's very important. One thing you can do as well, if you live somewhere where it's nice outside, or if you live somewhere where you have winter, go out during the nice seasons and walk in the grass barefoot as much as you can, because this can really help to ground you. And then we have the 3 oracle cards here. Slow and steady, making a choice, and ride the wave. Okay, so pile number 3, do not think that time is running out. Progress, it's not about being perfect. It's about making small baby steps to embodying your higher self. Your higher self is your most evolved self. And just know that you are already everything that you need to be. You're just not aware of it, and you're not embodying it yet. So it's about the journey, not the destination. Just be very mindful of the slow process, and it can be difficult. Sometimes we want to race ahead and just get there. You know, if we have a trip coming up, we just want it to be already our trip, and we want to, you know, have fun and all this stuff. But sometimes the anticipation of it is really a lot of the fun, and then being there when you finally get there, really savoring every moment of that trip, because before you know it, it's over. So really slowing down and being more intentional. Your higher self really wants you to know that right now. You could live in a very fast-paced world right now. Your career may be very busy, or you have a business, or you have kids and things are really busy with them, or you, heaven forbid, you may be in a war zone and things are pretty scary right now, and you're not really able to slow down and focus. So if that's the case, I pray for you, and I hope that everything will calm down and peace will come through. But just take each moment that you're able to be present as a gift. Every moment that you're breathing, be grateful for it, and that will really help you to thrive. And making a choice. So you may be approaching a crossroads where you need to decide, am I going to take the path of service to self or service to others? Am I going to take the path of the fated life or the destined life? Or am I getting that right? I've been reading about that. So the life that kind of, you know, everybody chooses for themselves based on kind of our societal conditioning, or are you going to choose that destined life where you consciously choose to go against the societal norms and to do what your heart tells you, and to follow your intuition. So you may be having some choices come up, and one of the other piles, I gave them kind of the idea that you can ask the universe for a sign. So if there's something like, if you really like dolphins, let's say, so if this is the path I should take, show me a dolphin. And if this other path is the one I should take, show me a fish, and or something else, maybe something different, because I guess a dolphin, no, a dolphin is a mammal. Anyway, I digress. Yeah, so just give the universe opportunities to guide you and to work with the universe through your intentions. And I think you'll be pleasantly surprised. I have definitely done this a few times, and it has helped me to make tough decisions, because it's not always easy. Ride the wave. Like, this is kind of the analogy of paddling upstream is hard. It takes a lot of your energy, and sometimes you don't really get anywhere. But if you're willing to go with the flow, you're willing to ride the waves of unexpected things coming into your life, then you could be pleasantly surprised with the direction things take. The universe can see things from a very expanded perspective, and you are kind of on the ground level, like seeing things from a very limited perspective. So you have to, it can help to trust that the universe knows what's right. You may not understand it at the moment because it may not make sense, but you, if you trust that things are working out for your highest good, and you ask for guidance along the way, that can help to ease some of the fears that we can often have with the uncertainties of life. Okay, so we have here our tarot. So just shift these over a little bit so we can see them all. Okay, we have Ace of Wands, we have 10 of Wands, Queen of Coins, the Star, Knight of Coins, 10 of Stars, Judgment. sorry, Ten of Swords. Okay, so Ace, new beginnings. It may be that you are coming into some sort of a group, or like you're gonna find people, like-minded people that you want to work with. It may just be a course. It may be a healing circle. It may be learning about other cultures and their healing practices. Maybe learning about natural medicine. I get the sense that healing is going to be a part of your gifts. And this tells me that you're going to put down grounded roots. So we talked about grounding a little bit. You're going to put down roots. And this every time I see this, I think it's just leaving behind something and really growing into something more beautiful. This could be leaving behind your fears and trusting and the growth that comes from that. It may be putting to rest the challenges of the past, the dark night of the soul, and just something beautiful growing out of that challenge, out of that something that may have been perceived as negative. Could be also letting go of fear of death, fear of failure, and a lot of these other things that hold us back. We have the Queen of Cups and the Star. And this tells me that you are growing into a beautiful, you're growing into the higher version of yourself more and more every day. You may feel sometimes as if you're treading water, like you're not getting anywhere. You may look up to God for help, or you may not be in a good relationship with God at all. We kind of talked about that, about opening up to God, about asking for help when you need it, about asking for guidance. But your higher self already knows these things. So beginning to see that picture of yourself, beginning to see yourself as that version, is going to be more and more important. And asking for guidance when you need it, surrendering the hard emotions, the hard situations to God, and just opening up your heart and trusting more and more is going to really lead you to discovering these new parts of yourself that you didn't realize you had. And also being able to let go of things that no longer serve you, relationships, jobs, habits. It looks like you may have some challenges ahead, judging by the Ten of Swords. The Knight of Coins tells me that you may be embarking on some new journeys and anticipating those challenges ahead. Those may be unfounded. Things may flow better than you think, but it is good to be aware that. So this could be financial worries that you may have, and you may also have some worries around your health and safety. But like we said, being open and trusting that you are held by the universe and you are safe is very important. And judgment, self-judgment is probably the biggest challenge for many of us, and just really being gentle with ourselves, and especially when we fail or when we fall, just to say, okay, so I fell. I'm not going to do it that way again. I'm going to try a different approach, and hopefully that will lead me in the right direction, so that I can succeed the next time. And it may take a lot of tries to get to where you want to be, but that is part of the journey, is failing and trying again, and failing and trying again, and getting better at it. You don't get worse at it, you get better at it. And this is how innovation is achieved, and inventions of the past by trial and error and not giving up, just continuing to be so driven by your vision for what you want to achieve that there's no other way. It's just a matter of when. It's not a matter of if, it's a matter of when. I'll just draw a couple more cards just to give us a little kind of finality, clear, concise, accurate messages. Thank you. I'm just going to do two because we had a lot of tarot actually. The Queen of Pentacles and the Four of Cups. So this is telling me that we go back to the gratitude card, that you are somebody who does appreciate material things, and you appreciate having enough, having money, and having enough and having money and appreciation of material things is not a bad thing. It's not evil. This is telling me two kind of conflicting things, is that you don't always see your blessings, but you do appreciate the finer things in life. So just remember that, not to take them for granted. It's great to have them, to be in the world but not of the world. It's not the most important thing to have the nicest clothes and the nicest car and the biggest house, and just don't let yourself get carried away by these things. To be able to be grateful and appreciate them, to be able to be generous and share them with others if you don't need them anymore, and to be aware of how lucky you are and the gifts that you have, and not everybody has those, to wish those for others, to do what you can to share with others. So that's your reading, pile number 3. In conclusion, I would say that you are heading in a beautiful direction. You have some choices to make, and it's up to you how easy or difficult that journey is. Are you going to ride the wave? Or are you going to go with the flow? You're ready for challenges no matter what, but I think it's going to be really great. Thank you so much for watching, and I will see you in the next one. Bye, pile number 3. Hi, pile number 4. Welcome to your reading. So today's question is, what soul gifts is my higher self trying to share with me, or trying to help me bring through? You chose the encouragement card. Let's take a look at your cards here. I am a light warrior. I shine as a beacon for those lost in darkness. Beautiful. I am empowered. I know my worth and lead with vitality. Water your garden. Nourishment, body care, tenderness, rest. Double mission, light worker, starseed, serve the world by being you. The cosmic heart, devotion, potency, make your life a moving prayer. Wow, pile number 4. Oh my goodness, wishing well. Wow, wow, wow. Beautiful reading. Commitment. And your tarot. 3 of Wands. Ace of Coins. Eight of Swords. Death. And 4 of Swords. Okay, let's move these down so we can take a look at the top row. Okay, so encouragement along with the tiger's eye. Encouragement. So I get the sense that you are somebody who's very nurturing. You are everybody's cheerleader. You are somebody who's always there, can be counted on day and night, to help a friend. You are a very, very good friend. You are somebody who is cares a lot about other people, and you care deeply about the planet. You may be, are likely an empath, emotionally empathic, so you feel what others feel, and this is why you have such a big heart. You really, really want to make a difference in the world. You came here to help, and you got the Light Warrior. This is a card. There was a few cards in this deck that I was able to write on, like kind of create your own. And this one is very, very bold. You're a light warrior. You shine as a beacon for those lost in darkness, and this is why you came here. Your higher self wants you to know you're here to anchor the light. You're here to really shine through, for the souls that are really lost and sleeping. You're here to help. You are here to just really show people how beautiful life is, and how much we can really accomplish if we all work together, if we all take care of our own trauma, if we all heal our own bodies, if we all do the work and really do like shadow work, and really really raise our vibrations collectively. Each person that does the work raises the vibration for everybody. You know your worth, and you lead with vitality. So you are somebody who has so much potential, and it may be untapped. Your higher self wants you to know that you are so strong. You are so worthy, and you are meant to really share an important message with the world. So you may be somebody who's meant to be a public speaker. You may be somebody who's going to have a retreat for people so that they can go and heal, and they can learn to develop their soul gifts. So a facilitator or a teacher in that sense. You may already be a teacher of maybe yoga or meditation. So you are definitely going to make a difference. So it may be with writing a book. It may be with going as a humanitarian to different areas of conflict and just really anchoring the light in these different places. You may identify as a starseed. So these are the Starseed Oracle cards. So water your garden, nourishment, body care, tenderness, rest. Yeah, so your higher self is telling you, like, you have a big job to do. You cannot be burnt out. You need to make sure that you take good care of your body, because you only get one vessel at a time for your soul. Yes, you can come back and do it again, but like, let's try to make the most of the body we've got now. You know, really like, and because you're an empath, because you do so much for others, you may be really not taking the time for yourself. You may feel that that's selfish, you know, that you need to focus on these projects for other people. You may need to do this and this and this. So doing so much for others, you may be neglecting yourself in some ways. You may not be getting enough sleep. You may not be drinking enough water. You may be eating poorly. You may not be taking the time to exercise. So you definitely need to focus on your physical aspects, but also your emotional world, maybe through journaling or something like that, and that will help you a lot to fulfill your mission. So it says double mission, light worker. So we got light worker twice, so that is definitely synchronicity right there. I'm having issues with the focus today. Serve the world by being you. So yes, this is super important that we don't try to be kind of compare ourselves to other people or try to be like somebody else, that we bring forth and embody more and more of our true self, our true authentic self, our higher self, our soul essence. And it's unique. There's nobody just like you. It can be difficult because comparison is such a thing that we all try to do. We just want to all be accepted, right? And we want to feel worthy, and we want to feel validated. But often what we do is we mask our true self, and it's not authentic. It's not believable. And people want to follow somebody who's authentic, who's being their true self, so whatever it is that makes you you, everything about you, just really love it. Love the color of your skin, love the color of your eyes, love the color of your hair, the texture of your hair, love the way your lips are, if they're big or small, love your nose, love your fingers and your nails and every part of you. Just, it was made that way on purpose. And we always try to change ourselves to look the way we think we want to look. But think of it this way. Think of it like you chose this body. You picked everything out. Think of when you buy a house and you go to the design center and you pick every aspect of that house that you're building because you want it to look exact, like it's custom built for you. Think of your body that way. Even if I know there's, some of us come into life with disabilities, or we have disabilities later in life, or there's, we have a skin condition, or we have a disease that causes certain things. But just try your hardest to love and appreciate yourself exactly as you are. Even if you feel badly about it, just try to find something about your appearance that you love, or focus on your personality characteristics that you love. Maybe it's not physical, but focus on something about yourself that you can love and appreciate, and it will grow. It will expand into other areas. The cosmic heart, devotion, potency, make your life a moving prayer. So this is about being connected to your mission, feeling your connection with Source, feeling your connection to your purpose and your path. You may not know everything that you're going to do in this life, or everything that you're meant to do. And you designed it that way. You designed the life, and then you came in not remembering anything because you needed to find the breadcrumbs along the way. And it's almost like you're relearning things that you may have learned in a past life, and you're doing them maybe a little bit differently. You're trying to do them better than you did last time, and learn new lessons. And that's why we come here. That's why we come back, to keep trying to do it differently, to do it better, to improve upon what we did in the past. And we have wishing well and commitment. So I get the sense that your higher self really wants you to practice with a visualization, to figure out what it is you want, and to act as if you already have it, to be grateful for it before it exists, to be in alignment with abundance. If you're wanting something and you're upset, or you're focusing on the fact that it's not here yet, that you don't have it, you're not living in alignment with abundance. You're living in alignment with lack. So it's very important that you work on visualizing and writing out. You can do a vision board if that's something that you're into, and really just focusing on what you want, or being open to what the universe or Source wants to bring you next. That might be even more exciting. Imagining the best case scenario for things, dreaming, going back to, daydreaming, or working with your imagination like you did when you were a kid. This is something that we don't really do so much as adults, but it's really important. And commitment to developing your higher self, to developing to embodying more and more of the goodness within you. We all have the capacity for light and dark. We have both within us, and to really commit to anchoring the light to your mission here. and trusting that your mission will be made clear to you at the right time. All right, let's look at your tarot. We have 3 of Wands, Ace of Coins, 8 of Swords, Death, and 4 of Swords. So these are some pretty strong cards here. And a lot of it seems to me like self-inflicted kind of prison in a way. I'm reading a book and it's called Fuck It Therapy, and it talks about different prisons that we put ourselves in. But when we realize that we have the gift of perspective, and we have the gift of being able to change our perspective, being able to see things from a different angle. And if we realize that we're the cause of our suffering, the stories we're telling ourselves about things, the way that we're seeing things, the untrue things that we're believing about ourselves or about others, or about what other people, we think other people think about us, and we don't know for sure that that's the truth, then we are really causing our own suffering in a lot of cases. I'm not saying that other people don't hurt you, but I think some of it can be a pattern of past wounding and trauma that we are replaying over and over again. It could be different people, different circumstances, but if you notice the same theme coming up in your life over and over again, it does help to take a step back and say, okay, how am I participating in the perpetuation of this pattern? How can I, if you think of this ladder, constantly climbing and never getting anywhere, because and there's just more ladder, and you're just kind of like, or you're on a treadmill, like you're not really getting anywhere. You're getting good exercise, but you're not ever getting anywhere. You're not getting to your destination per se, as opposed to when you're running outside and you're going to a specific place. You keep running, or you're running in circles, or like a hamster on a wheel, not really getting anywhere. And this could be just a prison of our own making, right? But something new, something good is coming, and it could be financial. So maybe you've put yourself kind of in a place where you focus a lot on lack. You may have come from, maybe an upbringing where you didn't have a lot, and your parents, there may have been addiction, or your parents just had to work very hard at, not a very high paying job, or you had maybe a big family, lots of kids to feed, lots of kids to clothe, and so you had to do with less. And so this type of mentality can really carry along with us throughout life, and we may have these feelings of unworthiness, like I'm not enough. But you are, and there is enough for everybody, and everybody deserves to have enough, and to be fed and clothed, and have a bed to sleep, a comfortable bed to sleep on, a warm bed to sleep on, a roof over their head. Like, it's a basic human need, and it is, I believe, a basic human, like, we came here to grow and to thrive. We didn't come here to suffer. This is part of the human experience, but there is a way that we can all be free, that we can all have enough, that we can all be at peace. But we're figuring that out, and we're figuring it out together. And this one tells me that things may seem worse than they really are. Because if you see, it looks very scary here, but if she pulls back the curtain, the truth is often different than, like, when you go beyond the veil. The truth is not so scary. It was an illusion, and you have the ability to cut yourself free from your prison. and it's just about perspective and changing your beliefs and changing how you're seeing things and changing, recognizing patterns of behavior and patterns of trauma, and healing those traumas by allowing the emotions to come up, to feel those emotions, to make peace with those emotions, and to let them go. I'll just do a couple more tarot just to give us some more insight here. Okay. So we have Nine of Wands, Two of Wands, Four of Pentacles. Okay, yeah, definitely. Like you have been through a lot. You've fought hard, and that's what has really caused you to wake up. When we're under pressure, we wake up. When people get kind of hit rock bottom, that's when they make a change in their life. When we're suffering so much, that's when we have a breakthrough, and we take a different approach. We find something new that helps us to heal. And you tend to see things from kind of one angle, but you're learning to kind of expand your horizons in terms of what you think is possible, and how you see yourself and how you see others and how you see the world. And you are beginning to realize that when if you keep everything to yourself, whether this be monetary, materialistic, or just your gifts or your heart, your love, when you keep it all to yourself, nobody really wins. You know, it's kind of lonely at the top if you're not sharing your gifts with others. So your higher self really wants you to focus on giving back as a light worker, giving back what you can. Once you've got yourself settled and you're feeling good, share that with others. Once you've learned a lesson from something, if you come across somebody who needs your help, share that knowledge with them. I hope this helps. Thank you so much for watching, and I will see you in the next one. Bye, pile number 4.